Good afternoon, subscribers. Thank you all very much for joining me on today's live stream. We're going to be looking at silver, gold, platinum, palladium, and we're also going to look at Litecoin and Bitcoin. And if necessary, if we have time, we'll also have a look at Ethereum. We're going to have a look at I've got 4 articles for us to have a look at in relation to one. It's Trump freezes all Caracas assets in surprise move, and then obviously currency wars are wars that gold wins in the end. So we're going to take a look at that. And then we've got Bitcoin. Bitcoin chops off $700 in minutes. Can the bulls reclaim back 12,000? So we're also going to be looking at that article there. And CNBC, we've got Peter Schiff over here. He is stating that he accuses CNBC who promoting Bitcoin over gold. Majority of the time, I just thought I'd put that one up. I thought that was quite funny. So we'll definitely take a look at that. Got 5 in the live stream so far. RPM Limited, Jody Rhodes as well. How are you, gents, doing? I hope you're both well. Thank you for joining me today. Not too far away from 6, a little bit earlier than yesterday. We're going to go and take things. So let's start off with the silver chart, right? So the price of silver currently 16.41. Again, that's, you know, if we look at the day's performance, it's pretty much where we are now. We're thereabouts. So no potential gains, so just consolidation. So this is silver on the daily, as we can see here. We're still supported by this uptrend here, this uptrend line, which is still holding, thankfully. So hopefully we're going to be edging up closer and closer, and then we're going to break this mega support trend line. But it's, I can't say exactly when, but all we need is decent momentum. But that's the 1668, 1665 level. So we're definitely going to be taking a look at that. Sucker for silver says, haha, what else would Peter say? No. Did you see the interview with Pompliano and Schiff? I think they were discussing the pros and cons of well, obviously Peter Schiff was talking about gold, and Pompliano was talking about Bitcoin, and they were both sort of hammering out their reasons why that one is better than the other. I only watched a little bit of it. It was pretty interesting. If you guys haven't seen that, definitely worth a look. Right, so silver not doing much today, but you can pretty much see we're pretty much range bound currently at the minute. We've got a that's our resistance level there at 1665, and then we're currently as low as 1591 a few days back. So we're going to keep an eye on it. Hopefully we can maintain this trend. This support line has held for the previous 4 days, so hopefully we can just keep chipping away there and keep adding to higher and start making some higher highs. Let's take a look at gold. Gold is the big one today because it's at this breakout range right over here. This is the ascending trend line, which is our previous resistances. So we had it here at 1469. We've now broken through that, and we're $1,471.52 currently. So it's it looks like we could see more upward trend movement, and closer to $1,500 an ounce is within range. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on that. We're going to see how this breakout works out. Let's go and check the gold on the daily. Okay, we had a bit of a sell-off, as the majority of you guys would know. So we broke out of this trend, unfortunately. Well, it was in yesterday's video, because we came pretty high to this resistance level. I was hoping that we were going to break through it, essentially work our way through and then pop out. But instead, what happened was we touched it, sideways movement, and unfortunately we couldn't get momentum to get any higher. So we broke down, and hence why we had these few hours of selling, which brought the price down to 1456, and from there it's been slowly building. One thing to note, we got the 20-day moving average here, which seems to be acting like a fairly decent level of support, although we broke through it a few hours back. We're now back above it, So hopefully we can maintain it. If we maintain our level above this 20-day moving average, we're definitely going to see higher highs. BTC and gold are great, both trending up together. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think anyone who's got gold should, I know I do. I've got gold and Bitcoin, but I mean, just to diversify a bit. But it's definitely a good match. The problem is if you're new to Bitcoin, when is a good time to get in? Because obviously we're at prices which we're going to check out in a sec. It seems like we are edging higher in regards to Bitcoin, but we'll come to that later. Right, there's the new candle. We got some buy momentum here. We're just going to keep an eye on that now. That's our trend line. Interesting. That trend line I put in place was from this high here back in the 25th of June. So that's been our resistance level. And it looks like we're about to break out. Let's go back on hourly. This is the ascending triangle, which I put in place essentially when from a lower high position and a lower low position. As you probably saw the thumbnail in yesterday's video as well, I put there resistance support, so you could get an idea in regards to what range we're gonna try and get ourselves into. So unfortunately, we broke down here. However, we are headed back up again, so which is a good sign. So we're gonna keep an eye on this. We'll put a new trend line in place and hopefully see where we're going to go through. But that is our mega resistance line here. Is this one right here? So we're going to keep an eye on that one. Let's look at platinum as well. Platinum, well, it's had a bit of a rough time, really. It's interesting, though, because it's hovering around that 20-day moving average, which is great. So we were initially above it. So again, we were in a rally here. We were above the 20-day moving average, and then we sort of fell back into it. But we're not under it, which is interesting. So we're sort of level at the minute. So hopefully now we can start to bounce off it and start pressing higher. But $848.89 for platinum. Blended whiskey. Hey, Blended whiskey, how are you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. We've got a few listeners out there as well. I haven't put a comment in, but thanks for listening. Really appreciate it. Hit the like button as well if you guys get a chance, for those listening as well. If you enjoy the content, hit the like button. And if there's listeners out there that haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button too. Right, okay, so platinum, 849. See when that next candle kicks in. So let's check platinum out on the hourly. Okay, on the hourly, we're under our moving averages here. But on the daily, we're sort of in the middle there. As you can see here, we went as low as 841 there, but we're pushing up higher. So hopefully we want to retest some of these moving averages, hopefully get above. We've pretty much got to get above the 200-day moving average there on the hourly at 857 in order to start moving up higher. So that is pretty much our next target, is to get above that level. More than likely, we'll probably hit these levels here, but it's a matter of getting through those levels to push higher. That is the main goal. Palladium. Let's take a look at Palladium. Palladium's price is $1,442.58. Again, it's come up nicely, considering it hit its low. What was it back here? That was, oh, sorry, actually that was 1267, and then recently we hit this low over here of 1386. What we can do here is we can plot that was our previous low. That is a mega low, so there we go. I'm going to put that in place there. We're still low, but we've come back nicely though as well. We're up. What was that? 1386 to 1444. That's a good $60 turnaround for anyone who got into the metal at the lower prices. And there's our higher high over here. So let's take a look at this one here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a triangle figure here. So we're going to run that from the higher to the lower highs, and we'll see if we can get a triangle. So there we go. That is our triangle to a degree, if you can call it that. So this is what we're going to be trading in for Palladium. So we're either going to have, we'll pretty much know here by, it's going to be a long time. Hopefully we'll see movement up by then to these higher highs, 1600. So we're going to be trading in this area here. Our support level is our ascending support line, which is carried through from May. That's pretty solid. So we're going to keep an eye on that one as well. RPM says the UK government just announced that all crypto exchanges will be asked for all customer details and previous transactions for tax issues. All exchanges, including Coinbase. There you go. Everyone wants to know what you're doing. John Smith. Hey, John, how are you doing? Good to see you. Blend of whiskey there. John Smith. Hey, all. SL. Yeah, it certainly is interesting in regards to governments keeping an eye on all the crypto exchanges, because if you think about it, there's substantial tax money there to be claimed, I'm sure, through capital gains. Right, so that's Palladium. Let's see if we can draw a line here for Platinum. See, Platinum's a bit tricky because we haven't really had lower lows, the exception of over here. So, you know, if we draw a trend line there, it's pretty much going to correlate in regards to that position there. So it's more sideways movement for Platinum currently at the minute, although we can chart a higher high from that position there. So let's start with this one. This is our resistance. Right. Unfortunately, it's difficult to narrow it down other than that. So let's extend this a little further. There we go. And I'll put our support level at here. There you go. That's our support level. Okay, and then there we go. This is where we're going to trade in. We're going to trade in this triangle wedge shape, if you can call it that. This is where we're going to go in, and hopefully it looks like we might start chipping away higher and then have a breakout from this position here, but we'll keep an eye on that. Gold will break 15 by end of the week. There you go. Well, gold, we're going to have a look at the gold charts again here. I had a breakdown yesterday. Unfortunately, it couldn't edge higher, so sold all the way back down to 1556. However, one thing to note is we are back above our 20-day moving average, which is good. So if we can clear that and maintain that level, it means we're headed higher. So we'll keep an eye on that track there. I just want to see if I can adjust this wedge now, because we broke down out of that one. So it now means we can change this line. Something like that. It's a bit of a strange pattern, really, in regards to what gold's going through right now, but it is an ascending wedge, if you can call it that. There's our resistance levels all the way through here, all the way up there. There's our support level running, so we can at least monitor support, and then hopefully we can start seeing some more upward movement. But there is mega resistance at this level at 14.7. The moment we get through that, it's going to be a sweet ride to 1500, that's for sure. RPM Limited says, to me, crypto is like buying Angry Birds gaming credits. If you spend crypto on capital tax gain free bullion from online bullion crypto stores, you should be free from paying GB taxation. It's an interesting way to put it. RPM says crypto is like buying Angry Birds gaming credits. If you spend crypto on capital gain free bullion from the online bullion crypto stores, That's interesting because you're not really cashing out. You're sort of exchanging. That's an interesting way to put it. Because as far as I know, capital gains tax is only due when you cash out. However, you can write off any losses against that gain. So if you made, let's say you made $500 on gold, but you had a $400 loss on crypto, for instance, then you take the two, subtract them, you'll pay capital gains on 100. And if it's not the full year, then it's pro rata fee. So if it's a whole year that happened in, obviously then you're liable for the full capital gains. Otherwise, it'd be pro rata. Right, okay, so we're going to keep an eye on gold. Now, it certainly is edging a little bit. I wonder if it's going to pop, though. If it breaks that resistance level, it's going to go straight up. But we're going to keep an eye on that one. Another look at silver. Okay, it's slowly climbing up at $16.43. Okay, my triangle wedge is in place anyway. Our support line is there. There we go. That's our previous high over here, which was yesterday. There we go. Right, so hopefully we might see some interesting movements for silver over the next few hours because we're going to be bouncing in this box. So hopefully we're going to have a break up to the upside rather than a breakdown. However, we've got to try and get clear of this 20-day moving average. Currently sort of trading in and out of it. However, we're just too close to it. We got to clear it. It's effectively what we've got to aim at here. So we need a strong push upwards to at least clear this and start building up on that. So that's on the hourly. We're going to take another look at the daily for silver. We're still above our 20-day moving average for silver, which is great. And there it is. It's acting like support as well. So we had a couple of previous days where one touched it, one sort of broke through, but we've managed to pull ourselves back up again. So we're going to keep an eye on that. That certainly is getting interesting in regards to that last candle for the day. Still plenty of time before the end of the day to start making some gains. So we're going to keep ourselves, we'll keep silver in check from here onwards. Tom McStacker, hello, my silver peeps. How are you doing there, Tom? It's good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Right, let's check out some news. So we're going to start off with this one here. Trump freezes all Caracas assets in a surprise move. This was posted today. So if anyone's not sure what Caracas is, that's the capital of Venezuela. So it reads the following. President Donald Trump signed an executive order freezing all assets of the Venezuelan government in the United States. Reuters reports noting the move may open space for sanctions against companies doing business with the Maduro government. Oh, excuse me. All property and interests in property of the government of Venezuela that are in the United States are blocked and may not be transferred, paid, exported, withdrawn, or otherwise dealt in. Reuters quoted the executive order as saying the order was not readily available at the White House website. Under its terms, no U.S. company will be allowed to deal with the Venezuelan government. Russia, Chinese companies that still do business with Caracas may also become liable to penalties under the order or so-called secondary actions. Earlier, in a letter to Congress, Trump said the executive order was justified in the light of continued usurpation of the power of a legitimate Nicolas Maduro's regime, as well as the regime's human rights abuses, arbitrary arrests, and detention of Venezuelan citizens. Curtailment of the free press and ongoing attempts to undermine interim President Juan Guaido. The order came as a surprise even to people from the conservative circles. Reuters also reported the news breaks soon after Washington extended a sanctions waiver it had granted to Chevron so it could continue to operate in Venezuela. So he'll happily, put a ban on the majority of that. But at the moment, the United States companies involved still, it's like, no, I think we'll still allow them to conduct business. What's more, I mean, a sanction waiver has been granted for Chevron, so it could continue operating in Venezuela, suggesting the situation was edging closer to a resolution, as per a statement by Guaido's ambassador to the United States. The United States imposing sweeping sanctions against the Venezuelan oil industry at the start of this year. Since then, production has fallen drastically, with no crude going to US Gulf refineries, once Venezuela's biggest market. As a result, already serious humanitarian crisis in the country worsened further. However, the opposition led by Juan Guaido has failed to turn the military against Maduro, with most observers consider the only way to effect a regime change. That's by Rana Slav from Oil Price. Interesting. So I wonder what's going to happen there in regards to any other companies conducting business with Venezuela. Thought that was very interesting indeed. However, people still can continue to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin's definitely gaining value there in Venezuela, and probably gold and silver. Let's move on to the next one. Currency wars are wars that gold wins in the end. This is by FX Empire. Arkiduso Siren is the writer, posted about 3 hours ago. Okay, with markets more focused now on the escalation of the trade war triggers by Trump's tweet on Thursday, the stock market plunged while gold rallied. Can the upcoming news take gold higher still? Well, it certainly is holding in that position. July's payroll in line with expectations. The US created 164,000 jobs in July, following a strong increase of 193,000 in June after a downward revision. The non-farm payroll were in line with expectations and widespread, but with the leading role of education and health services and professional and business services, the retail, trade, mining, utilities, and information cut jobs. However, the headline number was accompanied by downward revisions in June and May, counting these employment gains in these 2 months combined were 41,000 lower than the previously reported. Consequently, jobs gains have averaged at 140,000 per month over the last 3 months, which is lower than several months ago. In 2018, the average gain was 223,000 per month, although the pace of hiring has slowed. The US economy is still creating jobs at a reasonable pace. Job creation kept the unemployment rate at 3.7%, a near 50-year low. Gee, that's incredible. Silver Junkie, man, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you. Thanks for dropping in. I see you've still got your tagline there. Let it come to you, buddy. Simultaneously, more people enter the labor force in the search for work, while the wage inflation increased from 3.1 to 3.2. Hence, the US labor market is strong and fuels the record-long expansion. From the microeconomic point of view, the domestic economy is still doing reasonably well. This is bad for gold prices. And there's what do you call it? In regards to the payrolls, so chart. Who cares about the labor market during currency wars? However, investors focus now on the concerns over weak global growth and trade policy. On Thursday, Trump threatened to apply more tariffs to Chinese goods amid a stalemate in talks over trade rules. President tweeted that small additional tariffs of 10% on the remaining $300 billion in Chinese imports will be imposed from September 1st. With a quote, "We thought we had a deal with China 3 months ago, but sadly China decided to renegotiate the deal prior to signing. More recently, China agreed to buy agricultural products from the US in large quantities, but did not do so. Trade talks continuing, and during the talks, the US will start on September 1st, putting a small additional tariff of 10% on the remaining $300 billion of goods and products coming from China in our country. This is not. This does not include the $250 billion already tariffed at 25%. Let's have a look. The stock market plunged as investors repriced the risk of the economy from the trade war. Yesterday, the S&P fell further after a decline in the value of the won against the US dollar. The exchange rate tumbled below 7 per dollar, the lowest level in more than a decade. In response, the US government has designated China as a currency manipulator for the first time since 1994. Adding to the tensions, China's Commerce Ministry said Chinese companies have stopped buying US agricultural products, and that China will not rule out imposing import tariffs on US farm wow, on farm products that were bought after August 3rd. Will it hurt Trump, who counts on farmers votes? China will not rule out imposing import tariffs on US farm products. There you go. Bit of a tit for tat. Implications for gold. Escalating trade tensions between the US and China added fuel to the gold's rally. It should not be surprising as the trade war has entered a new phase. The fact that People's Bank of China allowed the yuan to depreciate is a sign that China has thrown in the towel on any trade agreement with the US coming anytime soon. As the trade wars have just transformed into a currency war, investors turned into safe havens. In the world of negative bond yields, gold looks relatively attractive. Moreover, the renewed conflict with China increases the odds of more interest rate cuts from the Fed. Indeed, the markets now see dovish move as certain, with almost 25% chance of a 50 basis point cut compared to 67.5% a week ago. These expectations may be slightly exaggerated, but they should support the gold prices in the very short term. Our view remains that the Fed will cut interest rates only once more this year, in December, if at all. This would make for a decline in gold prices later on. Fundamentally, though, the escalating trade war provides support to gold. So disclaimer here, please note the aim of the above analysis is to discuss the long-term impact of a featured phenomenon on the price of gold, and this analysis does not indicate, nor does it aim to do so, whether gold is likely to move higher or lower in the short or medium term. In order to determine the later or the latter, many additional factors need to be considered: sentiment, chart patterns, cycles, indicators, ratios, self-similar patterns, and more. And we are taking them into account and discussing the short and medium term outlook with our trading alerts. And there you go. But an interesting article there about the currency war with the yuan. And yuan apparently is trading with the offshore yuan, which is trading higher than the normal exchange rate for the yuan. So they're benefiting from a higher exchange price for the yuan that they're using offshore to help offset the tariffs. So hence why they're really not that phased about the tariffs, because all they do is they just trade on a different platform, which I thought was very interesting. There was an article for that, but I didn't want to go into too much, so I thought I'd just show this one here, which did sort of summarize bits and pieces of it, so I didn't have to show the other one. But yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. Right, let's check gold. $1,472. That's where gold is right now. Silver's still holding at $16.42. However, we are getting into a tighter range here, so we're either going to break up or break down from here, depending on volumes. Have you guys bought anything recently, or what are your thoughts there in the chat in regards to gold prices? Have you bought more gold? Are you waiting for lower prices for gold? What are your thoughts? I know Silver Junkie is waiting for $13.50 silver, but what are your thoughts on gold? I'll be right back. Does anyone have any thoughts in regards to gold prices? Is anyone looking to buy, or are you waiting for the price to go lower? What are your thoughts? Are you waiting for more upward movement before you move? Okay. Okay, so our next. Okay, we're slowly moving up in regards to gold price anyway. Well, let me know when you get a chance there, guys. I'm sure you guys, hopefully you guys are typing just in regards to that question. Right, let's take a look through. Silver, 1644. Okay, well, back down to, okay, so 1643. We're not looking too bad there. We might start seeing some movement soon. Platinum, $849 for an ounce of platinum. Right, then we're going to move into cryptocurrencies in a sec. So let's look at Palladium quick. Palladium price, $1,441 an ounce. I'm going to close that one down. That article is down. Let's look at, okay, so we're going to look at Bitcoin now. Let's look at crypto market capitalization. Everyone's quiet today. Right, okay, let's look. Cryptocurrencies. So we got market capitalization, $308 billion, approaching 309. And then we got 24-hour volume at 67 billion. We got Bitcoin dominance, massive 68% Bitcoin dominance. Cryptocurrencies in the red today, including Bitcoin, currently priced at 11,808. Ethereum is $230. And we got XRP with 31 and half a penny. Bitcoin Cash at $341. Litecoin at 95.3. Litecoin halving was yesterday, so the supply has been halved and the reward to miners has been halved. So more than likely, we'll probably see some movement probably tomorrow, as it takes a couple of days for things to settle down. Right, let's look at the Bitcoin charts. Okay, so I've already set my upward trend here. There's our resistance meter. So resistance is up here. There's our support line. We had a pretty impressive pump there this morning that broke us through that 12K mega resistance line. However, we couldn't maintain it. So there was some buying straight away. However, we still managed to keep it in the green, the bulls, which made me think that there was a fair amount of liquidity coming back into the market here. And then what happened was there was a big sell-off back here. So all those people that started to get into this side of the or get in at these prices here, unfortunately got hit with a massive drop, all the way down to, was that 11,600? Yeah, 11,600. And then we have been slowly consolidating in order to try and move back up again. And then we had another drop after that, back down to 11.5, which probably would have been an interesting way to get into this position. Right, what we are seeing is, if we look at Bitcoin's current momentum here, we've currently been above the 20-day moving average, which is great, with the exception of that little hurdle here, which is probably the same as what we're experiencing here. Generally, we're in a rally here whenever we're above the 20-day moving average. One thing we can count on for support is this one here, the 50-day moving average. That seems to be holding in as a decent level of support. And we have a confirmation over here. Again, we're broke through it. However, it went back up again, and there's our ascending trend line, which almost follows that 50-day moving average. So again, it's held. The big question now is, are we going to see a correction back up again? Well, we've come back from, was it 11.5, and we're backed up to 11,800. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on that. Sorry, guys, are you still there? I've got 6 people in the stream. Ben Franco G, awesome man, how are you doing? Says Fort Knox has tons and tons of gold-plated tungsten. I wonder if they would get away with that. Hey, Ben Frank, if they put tungsten cores in and created all these bars, imagine that. That would be something. It's been raining here in Ireland as well, actually, so it hasn't been the best of days today. I'm feeling a little bit better than I was yesterday. Says, I'm good, Limey, and you? I am not too bad. The live stream, unfortunately, is a little bit quiet at the minute. I was hoping to get get up to at least the 10 mark, keep ourselves in that sort of area there, maybe 12 watches, something like that. I think went up to about 8, but it's been really quiet. I posted a question there earlier. Looks like nobody was listening, so it was in relation to gold. If people are buying gold right now, or if they're holding on, or they're waiting for a higher high confirmation before they get in and buy gold again, or they're waiting for a lower price gold. What do you think there, Ben Frank? Should be audited. Yeah, that is a good point, Ben Frank. I'm sure somebody does, but I mean, they're a central bank, so probably in most cases, it's probably a situation where they don't actually check the bars, maybe because there's a degree of trust with the central banks. Okay, so current price for Bitcoin is 11,758 as of right now. We're 27 minutes into this candle. So are we going to see a reversal back above this line? Pretty much what happened to this area back here. We had a sell-off there, a bit of sideways trading, and then we had a pump all the way back up again. So I wonder if that is going to be on the cards. And will we see a higher pump this time, like we did here? We had a sell-off there, and then we came in higher than where the selling position was. Ben Franco G says, tough question. You probably know more than me on the gold market. If you're stacking long term, probably not a bad bet at all to keep buying silver and gold. I suppose if you're stacking, I suppose it's long term. You're not really too fussed in regards to what the price is. I suppose that's one way you might consider looking at it. Right, let's look at, this is Litecoin. Litecoin had its halving there the other day, and we're approaching, oh, okay, so we had a pump up to here, and we immediately sold back down again. However, we're still in our slight uppish trend line anyway, which is acting like support. Currently at the minute, we're coming into this critical zone here, whether we're going to have a breakout or a breakdown. So there's our resistance, descending resistance line, and there is our ascending support line. So hopefully we should have some sort of movements in the next hour or two in regards to what Litecoin and where it's positioned. But Litecoin's currently priced at 94 euros and 27 cents. Let's look at some news here. Right. Bitcoin price analysis. BTC chops off $700 in minutes. Can the bulls reclaim 12,000? This is by John Esiga, and this is for CoinGate. Bitcoin made a brilliant recovery from 9,000 to hit highs above 12,000. The bulls must protect 10.5, otherwise there's a chance that 10.8 will that 10.8 support will be tested. Bitcoin bulls are anguishing. I think languishing is probably the word. Anguished by the flash drop from a formidable high of 12,315 prior to the surge above a critical $12,000 level. Bitcoin explored the levels towards 9,000 last week. Tremendous support around the 9,100 launched Bitcoin in a magnificent upward trajectory. Not sure what when this was done. It says August 6th. Although there was an immense struggle at 9.6, tremendous bullish momentum came from a step past the 50 simple moving average on the 4-hour chart. For 5 days in a row, Bitcoin posts impressive gains. However, with the retracement from highs seen today, it is likely that the winning streak will be broken. At the moment, Bitcoin is back under 12,000 after smashing through over $700 in a matter of minutes. So somebody cashed in big there. Ben Franco G says, I thought Bitcoin was going to fall from around 9.5. Volume was low. Well, generally when volume is low, it's got two things are going to come into play. Either there's volume's going to come in at the end and push the price up, or if there's no volume, then the price will continue to move downwards. So obviously, if you look at the chart here, we're going to have a look at the 9,000 that you were talking about there. Whenever we've had any sort of breakout, there's been low volume. You can see it here. So hence why we're primed for either another move upwards or another move downwards. So you can see here, there's the volume, and then pow up, then low volume again, and then big moves up. And likewise here, we're sort of primed again for something, whether it's going to be down or up. I haven't bought back into Bitcoin currently. I'm sort of leaving it on its own. I'm not comfortable seeing this massive drop here. There could be another move up and then back down again. I'm gonna rather stick this one out. I have some money in some other coins anyway at the moment. Ben Frank, it seems like investors already priced the rate cut in before Powell's cut. Yeah, that certainly seems that way, doesn't it? So I'm going to go back to this here. The immediate support, I'm just going to try and see if there we go, that's our technical levels. Immediate support is seen at 11.5, while Bitcoin's battling selling pressure at 11,714. It is vital that the bulls protect 10.5 support. Okay, we're nowhere near 10.5 at the minute. We're still looking good at 11.7. On the other hand, the largest crypto technical displays a positive short-term picture. The 50-day simple moving average gap from the 100 SMA is expanding. This could mean higher consolidation in the near term. And then there was an interesting article here. It says this is Peter Schiff complaining to CBC that CBC devotes more airtime to Bitcoin rather than gold. Lots for words, man. How you doing? Good to see you. Lots for words. So Peter Schiff, the American stockbroker and radio personality who has earned himself the alias the Gold Bug, has taken to his Twitter handle to accuse the popular media house CNBC of deceiving its audience by buying bitcoins. Chinese not turning to crypto as safe haven, says Schiff. According to Peter's tweet, CNBC devotes more airtime to Bitcoin than it does to gold, which has a much larger following than Bitcoin. Look, again, I'll put it down to this. Does gold really need retail exposure out there, considering it's been around for thousands of years? Everyone knows gold. Bitcoin only been around, what, 11 years? Or actually 10 years. Does it either way? I don't think really. It all adds to hype in regards to Bitcoin, I suppose, because when we look at, I don't know if you've seen some of the channels out there for Bitcoin, but it's insane the amount of channels out there that were like, yeah, Bitcoin's going to 16,000 or Bitcoin's going up, next level's 14, and then of course there's a drop in the price here. I mean, don't get me wrong, these adjustments are needed in order for a healthy market. But I mean, this is mega resistance level over here that we're moving into. So it's I would be precarious to get in at these sort of levels at the minute. Just my thoughts anyway. I mean, does anyone in the chat do you reckon gold needs to be in the front page news all the time? I think gold's doing a pretty good job on its own. Lots of words as well. Thank you. How are you? Oh, well, I'm better than I was yesterday. Thanks, lots of words. It's raining here in Ireland. Hasn't been the best of days. True, gold has stood the test of time. There you go. And that's Ben Franco G. Ben Franco G. I'm good. I'm good. Words. Limey has a great channel. Thanks very much, Ben. Found him not too long ago. Thanks, man. Sucker for Silver says the crypto pumpers all came back to YouTube when the price started going crazy again. Yeah, I mean, you know what's really interesting is that you get some, you know, people calling you get your silver pumpers, but I tell you what, I mean, I don't see that many channels out there pumping silver the way crypto is being pumped, like on YouTube. If you guys see the thumbnails, you know, rockets, you know, the big picture there with the chart and bang, you know, arrows going up and 16 grand, you know, ding, 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 ding. It's just interesting in regards to way crypto was foreseen. Whereas you know, some people out there accuse some channels of pumping silver. I tell you what, the pumping silver community is probably extremely small, minute amounts in regards to channels that pump crypto. Anyway, that's just my thoughts anyway. But yeah, Sucker for Silver raises an interesting one. The crypto pumpers all came back to YouTube when the price started going up. And yeah, I just, because I mean, I watch, I mean, I've got a few channels I keep an eye on. But I mean, there's loads of channels out there doing crypto. And I mean, some of them just bore me. You know, I'll sit there and I'm like, nah, this guy's not great. There you go. Right, next. Because you've got to be an entertainer as well. Lost for words, raining here in the US as well. Ben Frank says, yep. Anyway, so this is the tweet here. The Chinese yuan recently fell to 11-year lows amid trade wars with the US, and Schiff, in his tweet, made the point that Chinese were not buying Bitcoin as a safe haven, but speculators were purchasing the cryptocurrency in the hopes that the Chinese would buy it and push its price in the future. It's a heck of a statement to make. If he says they're not buying it, how does he know they're not buying it? This is Peter Schiff here. It says CNBC is trying its best to dupe its audiences into buying Bitcoin. Now, I mean, CNBC, if you know, he's saying that the way it is, you know, are they pumping Bitcoin now that Bitcoin's back up higher? Despite gold being a much larger market, CNBC devotes far more airtime to Bitcoin. The Chinese aren't buying Bitcoin as a safe haven. Speculators are buying speculators are betting that the Chinese will buy it as a safe haven. But you see, what he doesn't, I mean, noted that the China courts have already declared Bitcoin as property. So, you know, property is always a safe haven. You'll never lose on property, really, unless there's a severe economic crash. But, you know, that doesn't really come up that often. Do any of you have property in the chat? Sucker for Silver says known crypto is really all I watch. Oh, Crown Crypto is really all I watch. That is Sucker for Silver. I don't know Crown Crypto actually. There's an interesting guy called Crypto Kirby, and he's got a great personality as well, and it's probably one of my favorites. You can just hear the way he's talking. He's energetic. He likes talking about it. He's a trader. You know, he gives good feedback in regards to it. And that's probably another reason why I'm so cautious to sort of get in at these levels for Bitcoin. But yeah, we're going to keep an eye on it. Ben Frank says, seems like silver and gold channels primarily buy for insurance, wealth preservation. Just my opinion. You're probably right, Ben. Ben Frank. Not many of them buy for any of those for any other reason. Right. Anyway, it's noted that CNBC actively reports about the cryptocurrency space. It publishes articles and the latest updates around cryptocurrencies, and also organizes debates and discussions with eminent personalities from different industries that include both crypto and enthusiasts and skeptics. See, what Peter Schiff doesn't quite realize is this is the newest asset class in over 300 years. You know, the last time that a asset class was launched or developed was 300 years ago. So, I mean, this is a big thing. You know, gold, in my mind, doesn't necessarily need the attention from the news. But I mean, it's big in regards to the cryptocurrency field, because it's only 11 years old and it's going to become one of the biggest new asset classes out there. Ben Franco G says, that's what I do, my savings account. There you go, Ben. Always buy low, though, eh? Ben, buy those dips. That is no comments were received from CNBC at the time of this writing. Right, let's check things out. Okay, it looks like we're having a bit of a sell-off there. Not much, well, it's forming. We're Bitcoin 11,720. We've still got a few hours to go before we start to see, well, at the maximum level is over here. So that's by 9 o'clock my time. Something's going to happen in regards to Bitcoin. It's either going to start pumping up earlier and we'll slowly start working our way up here, or otherwise it's going to wait until the last minute and then down. And again, the only support line I see as pretty solid is this one here, and that is the E50 EMA, which is 11,595. If it breaks down below that one, that's going to be interesting because we've never been down this low before since this prior run, which is all the way back here. That puts us in the 100-day moving average, which is 11,200. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any further movement down. Are there any coins that you guys are keeping an eye out for? Did anyone see that there's a black flag? I saw on someone's channels there. There's a black flag Perth Mint issue, some kind of pirate coin or something like that with the Queen Anne's Revenge on the front. It looks absolutely fantastic. I don't know if any of you have seen that out there, but let me know in the chat if you know of it. It looks pretty neat. I think it's an APMEX. It's on APMEX. It's an exclusive APMEX coin by the Perth Mint. Could be one, and I think it's limited as well. It's got fairly limited low numbers. Silver Stanger. Hey, Silver Stanger, how you doing? It's good to see you, buddy. Right, okay, so let's just double check on how silver's doing. We're up to 1643 currently. Oh, we're edging up. Next candle. We could see something tonight in regards to silver movement, because we're getting tighter and tighter in this range. 1644. Doing great, Silverlime. How are you, my friend? Well, I'm feeling better than I was yesterday. Will Stalker, yeah, man, how you doing? Will Stalker said, I think we can we drop to 11.4 before going higher. Yeah, I mean that's my. I'm thinking this 100-day moving average 11.2, because we haven't really dropped down to it before. So if we break through this level here, which is 11.5 or 11.4, 11.5, then if we break through that, then we are going to be headed to this level here, and I think that'll be a good entry point if there's going to be a rebound. So just be cautious. I would be. I'm sure the guys that started to buy in here, creating liquidity for a lot of people, and they were like, yeah, I'll drop my bags right now. Guys, buying up here. I mean, when I saw this pump, I woke up this morning and I was like, wow, geez, okay. Bitcoin's above 12,200. I was thinking in my head, I was like, should I get a little bit more? And I was like, whoa, hang on a sec. I said, we're seeing low volume here. Look at the volume straight after those pumps. Even before. Low volume, bang. And then low volume again. And I was like, I don't know whether this is going to hold. And I even said in yesterday's video, for those that were in the chat about yesterday's video, a fair amount of action. And I just said, be cautious in regards to getting in at these levels. Because for all we know, this could be our high, and we could start ending. Could start then moving lower before having another go up. And there's nothing worse than buying in at 12,200 and having to, and then you see your price there sitting at 10.4, and then you're like, well, gee, so only actually sold or didn't buy in at that point. I could have bought it at this point and got more Bitcoin. So I'll certainly let you guys know when I buy in. Looking at the right level. But currently, I have money in other coins currently as well. Sucker for Silver says, but who knows with that darn Bitcoin? Yeah, John Smith. Hey, John, how are you doing? World Stalker, how are you, man? You got any eyes on any other graded coins currently at the minute? Oh, okay, 11,700. Also check we're on this side of the scale now, which means we could start to creep up to this level here rather than go up to that level there. Gold still holding at 1472. It's going to hit tough resistance at that level. I don't think. Yeah, there you go. That's that resistance line which is running across here. That they're struggling to get through here. It's going to need one big pump, and I think we're going to see a pullback here. Maybe back down to. Hopefully, this back down to the support level. There's that 1469. We might just go back under again and have another go to break up higher. However, we need volume here in order to push up higher. However, it's still looking good. Don't get me wrong. Gold's looking good. John Smith says, I'm well, SL. Busy day at work, but love some PM updates. Well, thanks very much for that, John. There's a couple of interesting articles there. I've closed them down. There was one about Caracas, the US government freezing Caracas assets. That is the Venezuelan government. And then we had there was a Bitcoin article in regards to the dropped $700 within minutes, and whether it's going to be poised to aim higher. So that was another one. And then we had Peter Schiff as well. He was complaining about CNBC showing more Bitcoin rather than gold, even though gold has got a bigger market than crypto. So very interesting indeed. Platinum back to 850. There you go. That's platinum. Hopefully we're going to start edging. It's really got to clear this mess. It's really got to clear this mess here and start really getting through. And then once we're through here, then it's breakout time. And there's our triangle here. So we're going to be trading in this area here until we have a breakout, hopefully to the upside. John Smith, what's up, Stanger? It's been a while, my friend. Hey, Silver Stanger, what's your latest pickups there as well? Pretty nice, man. Oh, man. Silver Stanger says he just saw a 10-ounce Aztec calendar bar. Wow, okay, that's got to be something. Sucker for Silver says, yeah, that's a nice bar, man. Yeah, I got my eyes on those Proof Netherlands Lions. Yeah, it's funny. It's like you can't help. I mean, we can't help ourselves when regards to looking at something. There's an auction up soon. I'm keeping an eye on World Stalker. It's a MS70 coin. I'll let you know a bit later on. but it's finishing. I think it's finishing up tomorrow. The price is looking pretty good at the minute, so crossing fingers on that one. But I'll let you know about it. Ben Franco G, just saying hello to everyone there. So John Smith says them assets belong to the Venezuelan citizens. WTF, what government doing? I know you see again with majority of sanctions, who gets hurt the most in regards to any sanctions out there? It's the citizens. Excuse me, not the governments. I mean, look at Zimbabwe, for instance. That was another one they instituted sanctions on. Then the government just carried on like business as usual. But unfortunately, it was the citizens that got nailed the most out of any sanctions, because obviously they couldn't bring in anything from those specific countries. So again, it's always the citizens that end up worse off, and the governments, because the government's got all the money. But that's my feeling on it anyway. Ben Franco, Jesus, I want the silver Lego prices. I've got a big problem, big premiums. Those pieces are fantastic. I saw a few of them. I think even Silver Dragons he bought a couple, and they're interlinking pieces. I thought, wow, that's such a cool idea. And then Silver Stanger, he had the bullets as well. He's got the 50 cal round, the 12 gauge shotgun. I think he had the 45. I think actually Silver Stanger's in the chat there. Just elaborate on that. Have you got the 20 mil? You get the silver bullets look fantastic. I just love those details. Fortunately, you can't get them here. I might have to literally pay import charges to get those in, but they look nice. I wonder if it went through the scanner, what they would say if they picked it up. Could you imagine if they put a scanner and they had obviously all the silver, and of course it looks like you've just, brought firearm or ammunition through the country. They do you scan your luggage. They ask you to open it up, and they look at it. They're like, "Oh, right, it's in the shape of bullets. Okay, that's interesting." John Smith, exactly. SL citizens always get the short end of the stick. Yep, I'm afraid so. That is pretty much with any of them. Tucker for Silver said, "Hey John, that Britannia bar is really nice. I'm looking at getting a 10-ounce Valiant round. That sounds great. 10-ounce, yeah. The 2019 Sucker for Silver. I've got two 2018 10-ounce Valiant rounds. Will Stalker says I might get those Netherlands Lion 2017, 2018 in MS70 and PF70. Oh, gorgeous, man. I saw there was a proof one there, or was it the one that I think you? Yeah, there was the one that you'd showed me. Man, that one that came in that carry case or that whole display case. Man, that looked fantastic. Silver Stang says not much here, John Smith. Just working here. How are you? Oxy88, man, how you doing? Hi, Lammy. How's it going, mate? Have you seen them Perth Mint Queen Anne's Revenge coins? I was just talking about it actually, Oxy earlier, but I wasn't sure if anyone had seen them. Man, I saw the Queen Anne's Revenge. Was it yesterday? It looked fantastic. I can't wait to get one of those if the prices don't go crazy. Did you see how much the 1 ounce gold is already? I think it's gone up to $1,800 for an ounce of gold. Man, I think they're a APMEX exclusive. Will Stalker says, I don't think those Queen Anne's are from Perth. Aren't they Polo Mints? Well, I don't know. Someone said, the channel I watched it at said that they were from the Perth Mint, but I couldn't see the reverse of the coin. Oh, was it the obverse? The reverse. So I couldn't see the Queen's head on the back, but that's just what the channel said. So Will Stalker says, that's interesting. If they are the Polo Mint, then that fella got it wrong. He's just misled everybody. Ben Franco G says, buy American Silver Eagles from Chinese eBay sellers. not fake silver. Buy American Silver Eagles from Chinese eBay sellers. Really? Yeah, 2019. Wish I grabbed it when silver was $15. Oh. Yeah, I hear you there. John Smith says, my lion, I have the Czech awesome piece. Yeah, the Czech lion is very nice, John. I think it's got the sort of line on, I think lying down or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Coin Collector, how you doing, buddy? Coin Collector's here as well. Silver doing okay today. Yeah, it's doing okay. That's probably one way to put it. That's what's on screen at the minute. We're just watching it at the moment. We're going to be seeing some action over the next few hours in regards to what direction it's going to be moving. Gold, also again, not really much action either. It's $1,471 currently. That's where it's sitting at the minute. Platinum at $850 and palladium at $1,442. And we got Litecoin at $94.15 and Bitcoin is at 11,700. So that's going to be another one to watch as well. If we're going to be moving higher here. But again, we're just in relation to this 20-day moving average, guys, we're now underneath it instead of being up and above it. Because generally, if there's a rally, we're up and above that 20-day moving average consistently. And yes, we might be in a bit of a pause, very much like this area here. And then we had a breakout, so we might be in that position again. So are we going to see a breakdown rather than a breakout? That is the question. Another thing that's irritated me is in regards to crypto, the altcoins are barely moving, yet the moment Bitcoin price drops, then they drop too. To me, that just doesn't seem to make any sense, right? Because the altcoins have been fairly, trading sideways. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's been sky high. Yet the moment, considering that there haven't been that many gains for altcoins, the moment Bitcoin drops, then the altcoins drop even lower. I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. Generally, if they're going higher, then fine, fair play, then that needs to drop down. But to me, that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Just me. Back to the silver screen. Yeah, the Perth Mint lol to Tuvalu. Apparently, that's Oxy 88. Yeah, mate. Wannabe winners first in series, absolutely. Have you picked up any eBay auctions lately, Oxy 88? Man, I missed out on that that Britannia, the PF 69. I know we'd spoken about it some time ago, and I was like, yeah, I'm keeping my eye on this one. I didn't want to say what it was, but unfortunately, I lost the flipping auction. But it was a bargain. It was a PF 69, £2 Britannia, 2016 edition. And man, it sold for 56 euros or 56 pounds. I think it was 56 euros. And yeah, some guy swooped in there and just scooped it up. And there's a couple going on buy it nows for $164 or £164 or euros. Sorry, guys, don't know. Oxy 88 says a mintage of 15,000 means a market cap of roughly $300,000. Will do well. Should double in value easily. Wow, price is so good you can't believe it. That's Ben Frank. Will Slugger says just check those Queen Anne's, definitely from the Mint of Poland. I wouldn't trust anything that anyone's put on eBay, just in case they've got it wrong. Mint of Poland. Okay, well, if it's the Mint of Poland, thanks, Will Stalker. Looks here, it says the first two coins in the 10-ounce Queen's B series are doing well. 280 plus for the Lion and 270 for the Griffin. Wow, jeez, phenomenal if you'd bought when they first released them. Coin Collector, will there ever be an altcoin season again? Oh, that was coin. To be honest, I reckon there probably is. They're just. But for me, the only way that's probably going to happen at the moment is if Bitcoin drops back down, because currently everyone's put their money into Bitcoin, and you can even see that from the I was saying from the coin market cap, but just generally from this trend line that there's been very low volume, with the exception of now that everyone's starting to sort of come back into the market. However, the alts have just been battling. It's like up, down, up, down, up, down. They've just been trading within their own bounds, if you can call it that. Still a decent volume. Look at that, 7.4 billion on Ethereum. And fair play, it's battled its way up to those prices. Let's look at Litecoin as well, 3.3 billion volume. but just struggling at 94.60. Again, we should have a breakout of some sorts for Litecoin. We're getting nearer to the end here. Now, I've got money tied up in alts currently at the minute, so I'm not prepared to let go at these rates. I need higher prices. John Smith says about platinum, but missed the $700 spot. I know, yeah, platinum I think is going to be a good buy. In relation to gold now, I think the ratio is still pretty sweet. If you convert silver into platinum, however, 1 ounce of gold can get you about 1 3/4 ounces of platinum. At spot, of course. I know premiums for platinum are seriously high. Oxy Idiot says, Stock, are you on about the 2 ounce proof version, maybe? And Coinbase says, but Bitcoin dominance shows no sign of decreasing anytime soon. I know, that's probably the scariest thing. It's slowly going up. Another green candle here, but it's got to do something within the next couple of hours. But we're not really seeing ourselves up at these levels here. We're sort of seeing ourselves down here, which is very interesting because it's going to have to pump even harder to move up. Obviously, that's our ascending wedge line. So that's our resistance line up here, and that is our support line, and that is our mega resistance line over here and over there. Actually, it's probably 2. So between, was that 12,000, which is about 11.8, 11.9, all the way up to about 12.8. There's mega resistance in this area. Stock says, nope, not Perth, unless they also have one. Silver Stingers, what is Facebook crypto? Well, Facebook crypto is Libra. There we go. So you've got Libra token. They've actually got 2. They've got Calibra and Libra. I think Libra is going to be on a different platform apparently, and then Libra is their regular token. However, it's facing major scrutinization by the US government. So that's going to be on hold for a while, I reckon. Will Stalker says, Dono Oak, I sent the link. Oxy88 says, Nasty, did it shoot up in the last minute? I'm not sure what he's talking about there. If he's talking about, must be some price, maybe. Oxy88 says, bold statement. Okay, Stalker, where did I send it to? Not really sure what's that all about. Well, Stalker says, first coin company sent me links to the Queen Anne's from Poland. Maybe this Perth had another. Oxy88 said, I paid 190 for a lion and 170 for a griffin. Good job, man. That is what I like to see. Buying those low prices and they're worth more. Fantastic. Actually, it says Stalker. I've seen different ones, but you might be right. But I'm pretty sure that Perth, that's what APMEX. Just go to APMEX sites, I suppose, and just put Queen Anne's Revenge. That ought to solve everyone's questions then. Coin Collector says Litecoin halving has happened now, so I expect to see increase slowly over the next year. Yeah, like pretty much takes a couple of days apparently in regards to the correlation. I think it's between the mining costs and the actual halving effect. Apparently, it takes a couple of days for it to sort of subside, and then we should start seeing. Probably from tomorrow, we should start seeing some interesting action. However, we're in a very tight zone at the minute, so there will be some form of action tonight. Hopefully, we get a nice pump back up to the mid-90s or late 90s, and then we can build up from there. But something's got to happen today. It'd be interesting to see if we just pop out sideways. That would be interesting. John Smith's Providence has 1 ounces on sale. Just sent the link there. That's Oaksy. Will Stalker says, well, that's the best the Queen Anne Oak Perth one is worth like $30 probably. You can't get a platinum bar close to spot on eBay right now with 2% cashback card. Check the details if you want platinum. Thanks, DB Stupid. Hey, man, how you doing? Thanks. Sorry, I missed your comment there. Yeah, the problem is trying to get platinum up without paying the hefty premium. John Smith has seen a bit on those lines and how to chart stuff. I need to rewatch them. Oxy Edit says, I'm okay, thanks. I know what coins I'd buy for $400, Stalker. I never caught deals on the Queen's Beast, said Will Stalker. Yeah, well, I suppose, is that for graded coins there, Will Stalker? Are we talking MS70s? DB Stupid, a comment on online dealers who the hell would put a precious metal refrigerator magnet on their fridge. That would be something. Hey man, I'll tell you one thing. You got channel fridge magnets. That would be interesting for the pouring community. If someone was to come out with a fridge magnet made of silver, you never know. At least they're always there instead of being tied up in a box. Also, who would know? Who would know if they're real silver or not? Literally, if someone broke into your house and you had your front of your fridge with magnets, they wouldn't know any better. Wouldn't be a bad way to hide your precious metals. Stick them on the fridge. The only purchase I made last few months was a AU NGC Bishops Wood hard coin. Never heard of that one. Paid £47. I've sold two before the 150 200. Wow, okay. So you definitely buying the right coins there, Oaksy. John Smith having a laugh there. They go on be safe. Mining the streets. YouTube videos of guys mining the streets on New York City for gold in the Diamond District. Interesting video. Was that Clash Guitars TV? He tends to do that. He tends to mine the pavements there, looking for all kinds of precious metals and diamonds and all kinds. Will Stalker says, yeah, I subbed to that guy. I can't remember his name. Jeff something. Mine's all over. John Smith says, what do you all think about stacking gold coins that are hold? I see a few of them for sale now. But I suspect they're older gold coins, like circulated coins that you tend to get with holes in, rather than kind of stackers coins. They scoop out the dirt from cracks in sidewalks, find gold and diamonds, etc. Yep, that's it. John Smith still debating on them. That Health Babe is here. Hey, Health Babe, how are you? I hope you're keeping well. It's good to see you. Will Stalker says, I saw another guy cleaning highway cracks looking. Yeah, I saw that one too, Will Stalker. I just came across the guy was looking for platinum from catalytic converters. I think he found like a gram or something like that, wasn't it? Or half a gram of platinum. Okay, it says Roman soldiers buried it before the battle and obviously lost. Their two pots were found in 1890 by a farmer and were only released after a few years ago. Worth picking up, Limey. No ways. Wow, that's awesome. Ben Franco G says, World, yeah, I think I saw that too. Pretty cool. World Stalker. Oh, it's Ask Jeff Williams. Weirdo, but pretty cool guy. Healthbabe says she's good and busy. I will just listen and try to respond if necessary. Well, thanks, Healthbabe. I've pretty much gone through all the charts here already. We're just keeping an eye on the silver market, also Bitcoin at the minute as well. Sort of not much activity happening there. It's going to be interesting to see if we're going to be seeing another breakdown rather than a break up. We're definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. Platinum at 850, palladium at 1442. So the precious metals are really not doing much. Gold was pretty much the biggest mover today, and it's up. Where are we? It's up in the last hour, $8. Let's have a check on the day. It's up $8.50 on the day. and it's looking like it's going to attack that resistance level again in the short term. Great to see a $1,500 gold again. Let's have a look. Hope you're doing good too. John Smith says, sorry, John, are you headed off? Take care, John. All the best. Silverstein says, wow, woman that listens. Silverstanger. One thing I would like to look at, one silver, I found a very strange wedge pattern started from the mid 2015. I would like to look at on silver. I found a very strange wedge pattern started from mid 2015. That's interesting. What was the wedge pattern you were on about? Yeah, they're all my wedge patterns that I've been doing since 2015. Okay, I'm not going to go into that now. It's something we can explore again. I'll make sure that it's ready next time. What was it that you saw, Health Babe? Okay, gold, we're holding above our 20-day moving average, and we're holding in this support line here, so that's cool. You can just keep chipping away up here, and then once we hit the top here, power straight above $1,500. That would be the ideal situation, but we really got to try and consolidate now. Silver, man, 1642. Something is going to happen here, though, pretty much by latest tomorrow morning. We're just holding on this 20-day moving average, which is interesting. That's on the hourly. Let me double check, says Health Babe. Oh, StreamYard cheating. Well, StreamYard is pretty cool, man. It is really simple and straightforward. If you guys are looking for a stream tool, man, I tell you what, this is one of the easiest stream tools ever. In fact, it was better than Hangouts. I probably should have started with this straight away. Literally, it pairs up your YouTube account. And once you've paired it, you'll see a little symbol appear up, and then you can start broadcasting straight away. You've got your different screens here, so you can have a panel chat. If you still want to have a background screen, then obviously you can. You can activate your camera there, and then you can still show the stuff on screen as well if you want to, which I think is pretty cool. And then you've even got the chat there as well, similar to. And then you've got banners, brands. I haven't upgraded to the next level yet, but I'm going to have to at some point, so that I can put all my details. And you put banners in, so you can take banners off, put banners in if you want. Really awesome, really straightforward to use. You can't really go wrong with it. Okay, I'll go on the weekly then. Okay, Health, but just wants me to check something out. See, silver on the weekly just looks fantastic. I mean, you've got this fantastic pop here, and then you've just got sideways consolidation for the last 3 weeks. So again, we're not looking too bad. And then that is our major down resistance level from our previous high in 2015, I believe it was. But that's probably the one you're looking at, right? Oh, excuse me. What was that, 2011 high? Okay, I don't have to go that far, so we said 2015. He said 2015, but there's 2016. That's the high for 2016. Is that 2016, did you say? Try late 15. Oh, 5-year range. Okay, gotcha. Tries to draw 2 lines from late 15, and you'll see an ugly wedge pattern for silver. Okay, again, it's Did you say it was descending wedge? Health babe? The one line on the top of the other at the bottom. Oh, you mean that's 2016. That's Feb 16. So I think I'm on the money there. Just confirm there, Health babe. Is that correct? And then where are we moving at from the top here? We taken from this high point over here, which is July 16. And this is the high from July 16. Clinton S, man, how you doing? Hey, Clinton, good to see you. Some good people in the chat, so thanks very much for watching and listening. So Stanger says, I somehow got lucky and started doing high. I got 3 ounces at under 12.50. Good man. Silver Stanger, that's fantastic, man. Health Babe, does that look right to you? Silver Sling Babe? Hey, Silver Sling Babe, how you doing? The dog wants to be petted. Silver really needs to have a significant breakout. It does not look good based on the wedge. Well, like essentially from the 2016 high all the way down here, we're still in a descending zone. So yes, you are right. We do need a significant boost out of this zone. Is this the first level for it? Consolidate out and then push up higher, and consolidate more and then push higher, consolidate more. Are we going to see that? Possibly. We'll have to wait and see. All right, back to the 1 hour. All right, we're seeing a little bit of selling at the minute, but a bit of selling pressure. 1640. Oh, okay. We're seeing some nasty candles here. 1640, 1641. Keep an eye on that. Bitcoin still holding at 11.7. Gold at 14.70. Platinum at 8.50. Palladium at 14.41. Don't tell corn. You got it. Buck louder, Limey. Can't hear you. A silver sling bait says silver's always been a dumb metal in history. It wasn't. It wasn't a dumb metal when the USA had the bimetallic standard. Hey, you had everyone loves those Morgan dollars, peace dollars, quarters. Plenty of people using those. Silver going down, says Clinton. I certainly hope not, Clinton. It's, again, we just seem to be, we're in this consolidation zone of just going sideways for the past, like, I don't know, 3 days. We had that really nice pump all the way up here. And now we're sort of just trading sideways, which is what we want to see. We want to see consolidation so that we can build support to bounce off on. And hopefully we found some support in this area here, and we can start now edging higher. Let's see how it goes. Woodstock says, HB, how would you notice a tiny thing like that on a chart from 5 years ago? I'm doing lots of detective work. I dive into great details. It seems like it. Also, but again, Alpe, would prices from 5 years ago really be relevant, considering the times? I don't see 5 years ago could have been a different market. There could have been different buyers. There's now more buyers now looking at silver. Who knows? That's my. Can you really rely on analysis from 5 years ago and work it in today's present time? I don't know. I'm very skeptical about that. The same thing with Bitcoin. That when we talk about, where's our resistance loans, and then we start looking at like what happened 2 years ago. Again, the market was totally different 2 years ago in crypto than where it is today. There's a lot more adopters, a lot more exchanges, out there today than there ever has been. Helping says you are right. It is not, but it tells you the behavior of people towards silver over time. That is very true. I mean, again, I did a video. What was that video I did in relation to how silver performed over the last? I think we worked on 30 years, and I think it only went up $10. Silver went up $10 in 10 years, which I thought was interesting. And then obviously gold had a far better increase in price. HealthBabe says their sentiments will be reflected in most cases. Mudswat's here. Mudswat, how are you doing? Good to see you. What's up, man? Well, we're looking at the charts here. It's very interesting. While all you guys are in the chat, I mean, obviously I can do my best time-wise, but is this time the best time, essentially, in your day? It's not always easy for me to get on specific times, but I like to live stream at around 6 o'clock my time, thereabouts. But I see more and more people have got on towards the end part of the time zone, so maybe I can play around. Would early be better? Something like that. I can try and play around with it. Silver Slingblade says, look at silver's performance versus inflation over 100 years. It's not good. I totally agree. When I did that video, I basically said silver's not an investment in regards to your expected rate of in dollar value. Maybe in percentages, you could consider it as a 200% growth in the price of the metal. Maybe in percentages terms, you can probably justify it, but it's a very long wait to get a $10 increase in your holdings. Silver Stangus is a lot I'm working. Shush. HB, you probably aren't wrong. I've definitely heard some dumb people make unfounded predictions based on idiocy. It's like the guys seeing $100 silver, and again, we can go into channels that advertising it, but if you want to get into that, then the market's got to be there for it. I guess that's probably why you see the Bitcoin or the crypto channels. They're like, yeah, Bitcoin up to 16,000. Like, hello, we're only at 11,000. Like, let's take baby steps, because this stuff happens. We get these sell-offs in the market, and it just throws a spanner in the works. It was like the massive dump that we had that started this. There you go. There's another one. It's like this stuff happens in the market. And it's funny that at the moment it gets here, there was a video there of one of the guys that done earlier on. It was before this initial dump, And he was like, yeah, we're going to be going up higher. And I don't dispute that. But in the near term, we had this dump. So, yes, you can say, yes, we are going to be edging higher, but like what time frame? Or what time frame are you working on? One of the examples is peak gold versus silver. Sorry, I'm going to get off this chart. Okay, gold's dropping back slightly, 1469. You think we see pullback to 1400 gold next couple of months? Is there need for a pullback just based on TA? See, again, gold is just running off what the market conditions are running off at the moment. So there's a lot of financial issues. I'd say more in regards to the China trade war is feeding into gold. So guys, just be careful. The moment that comes to an end, we're going to see gold prices take a dip. However, when is that going to come to an end? Obviously, no one really knows. But again, it's just that's the way these precious metals work, is off sentiment out there that either moves them up or moves them down. That is the way precious metals move. Clinton S says, I have financial issues. Will Stalker says, yeah, I see so many channels saying something is about to hit the moon. Yeah, those moon boys. I think they're just hilarious, man. It's like you watch those things and like they're saying XRP to $10. I'm just like, we're at 32 cents, guys. Like, come on. Just take it a step at a time. Be realistic in regards to your, the way you want to do your thumbnails. I mean, that's why if you look at my thumbnails, like I won't say gold to 1800. I'll say gold approaching or looking for further gains, because it is looking for further gains. It's realistic in regards to the expectation. I'm not going to say gold to 1500 or gold to 1550 when we're not even there. We're in this sort of mush at the moment that we're trying to work our way through. But yeah, I just love to see that. Yeah, I see so many channels saying something is about to hit the moon. Gold, silver, XRP, all wrong. I've even seen guys make exact date predictions, and that's a lot of excuse videos later. See, again, that's another thing. I think you're just opening yourselves up by putting dates on things. Yeah, saying it's like the financial reset videos. Oh, there's a financial reset coming on the 3rd of May. The 3rd of May is gone. Financial reset, anybody? No. And then it moved to June. Oh, there's a financial reset coming in June. June happens. What happens? Nothing. Yeah, people need to be realistic. Mudswat says, come on, 4K Bitcoin. I'm going to wait a while before I think about buying some gold. That is Silver Stanger. Man, Silver Stanger, you've already got quite an excellent collection of precious metals, buddy. And you've got some nice gold too. Yeah, Lime, let's call them moon boys. That's what they are. They're moon boys, man. It's going to the moon. It's going to the moon, everyone. Crypto to the moon. It's like when you see like they're talking about like 100K bitcoins, like $1 million Bitcoin. I'm just like, guys, just take it a step at a time, guys, because all you're doing is you're creating hype for people. And then people, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that will feed off what is being told in YouTube. End of story. So if everyone's getting on the bandwagon advertising Bitcoin at 16,000, then what happens is the guys who buy at these high levels up here thinking, yeah, sweet. And then what happens is because they don't understand charts, they don't understand the market, they get in at 12,200, for instance, and then like the next hour later it takes a drop 11.6, and then they're shaking, wondering like, oh, what am I supposed to do? Should I sell? Should I sell? And then they sell, and then obviously the market goes back up again. So I mean, it's like everyone needs to do their own research when they want to get into stuff, and be realistic and put money in that you're prepared to lose. Mudspot says, I learned, don't try and predict prices. What do you mean you learned, Mudspot? Did you try something before? I mean, there's time when I've read the chart and I've said, I haven't predicted anything, but I've said, look, it looks like we're going to be headed up here based on this market movements over here. And then the next day's video pans out, and I can say, well, based on that, yeah, we on previous video I did say it was going to move up, and you can say that sort of thing. But I mean, don't go, Bitcoin's going to be at 10 grand tomorrow. And then it's not. It's at 9.5 or like 9.6. And then, well, you know, it's coming. Yeah, of course it's coming. Health Paper says, DB stupid. It really depends on the Fed policy and equity market movements. A big chunk of cash for positive investors currently are in the paper gold market. There you go. DB stupid. If they move away, I'll definitely. It will definitely pull back. There you go. What's platinum doing? Platinum's not doing anything. It's sort of stuck in the same as silver at the minute. The precious metals we're just doing sideways movement. We're not really. And I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, platinum could have ended much lower, but it didn't. So it didn't take that much of a drop. It's sort of consolidating. So what we need to see after consolidation is a pump to the upside. That's what we need to see here because we're currently under our moving averages for the 1 hour. We really got to get ahead of them and start working up higher. So that's what platinum's doing at the minute. $850 an ounce. DB Stupid says you can't find any deals on a 10th ounce gold right now. Yeah. I think the only way you're going to get deals is if you buy in bulk. Well, Stalker, they are the pumpers. If you notice that they've been using the same talking points over years. Montsmo says, I feel gold is kind of high right now and we'll lose. Well, let's have a look at the gold chart again. It's already had significant sell-offs already. Okay, we haven't seen a major correction, but we're still up above this 20-day moving average, which is acting like support at the minute. And then we've got our ascending support line. So hopefully we can start edging up higher. It's already fairly high anyway. I don't think gold has to prove anything. Let's have a look. Silver lining 79. The more of a precious metal you have, the more you tend to believe it's going to be a great investment. Nobody knows what will happen in the future, even charts and statistics. You're absolutely right, Clinton, but that's the majority of how all these traders and that work. They have to work off the charts, and charts can be wrong. Sometimes the opposite will happen. Everyone's predicting. It's like when we use Bitcoin, for instance. Everyone's predicting a lower. Yep, we're going to be heading down to 8.5. We're going to be heading down to 7.5. We're going to be heading to 9 grand. And what do you think's happened since then? Now everyone's talking. Looks like 9. More than likely, we might have now pulled back down to 9. Like what happened to 8.5 that these guys were talking about? What happened to 8 grand or 7.5 grand that they were talking about? All of a sudden, that's out the window. Well, because of what? There's nothing to stop it from going back down to those levels. But yeah, funny how that works. Silver for 1640 currently at the minute. Silver staying. I'm not buying. I don't care much more during its bull run. Instead, I'm looking at something else. There you go. Health Babe's looking at something else. Pre-33 gold, I suspect. That's what Health Babe's looking at. Will Stalker, I'm convinced that all these XRP people know they're full of SHIT and are just using their channels to pump it, hoping to make a difference. They can't all be this dumb making claims. You know, funny enough, I mean, I hold XRP as well, and I've become disillusioned with it as the months have gone on. I mean, I've held XRP since last year, and I've got a very similar. I mean, in relation to that statement that Will Stalker just put there, has made me rethink my strategy in regards to XRP. So I've reduced my holdings in XRP, and I've put that money into something else, mainly because I mean, great if it goes. I mean, the bags I hold of XRP at the minute, great if it goes higher, but it's just not doing the numbers. And for me, out of all my crypto assets, XRP is the worst performer of the lot. And absolute truth about that, based of my other cryptocurrencies. Really has been very disappointing. Silver Stingbait, that's Golden Asteroid is fake too. Talking about mining asteroids, man. I tell you what, let's just come back to planet Earth. What is she looking into? I wonder if I was right. I think if they Silver Sting, I don't know yet at this moment. Still looking for undervalue assets. Cash is king at the moment. Cash might be king, but it doesn't hold the same value as precious metals. DB Stupid says Japan holds ETFs and corporate bonds. Just how long before our Fed does the same? I'll tell you one thing I'll be waiting for is the first central bank to store Bitcoin. That's what I'm waiting for. Because then it just rings that bell of Bitcoin being a holder of value, a store of value. I'm waiting for that. I did see an article somewhere about some central bank holding Bitcoin, but sadly I couldn't see it, so I don't know if it was deleted. Maybe it was unfounded, but I couldn't find it again. I even typed in like Bitcoin central bank, but I couldn't find anything. It's like it just vanished. I mean, there was a interesting article there, and I was going to show it to you guys. I think it was a couple of weeks back, and I couldn't find the article. It just disappeared. So who knows? Maybe that might happen. Mudswat says, no, I just see lots of people predict wrong and everyone getting mad at them. Yeah, you just open yourself up to other stuff. It's just, man, you just get abused. So Sucker for Silver says, I'd still buy into metals at a deal. Problem is the deals are few and far now. Yeah, that's because the prices are higher. Absolutely, that's the reason why. So it's generally when the prices are higher, you'll find the dealers make more money, and when the prices are higher. So they're prepared to negotiate less with their margin. That's right. Pump. Help me pump silver. That's Health Babe. Hey, I'm trying, Health Babe, but the prices just aren't going anywhere at the moment. Mudswat said, I don't want to say gold will see 10K, but then it goes to 9K. That's a good way to piss people off. Funny enough, World Stalker he had a very good quote. I watched him on JT Coinring's channel, and JT was chatting to him, and he said one thing is guaranteed, right? Retirement is guaranteed, and if that is something you need to prepare for is retirement. However, these crazy the preppers and stuff like that. I wouldn't say they're crazy, but I seem to see less preppers out there. I see preppers. You get the prepper channels out there, and they're just there's less likelihood of that happening when there's more likelihood of you retiring. Plain and simple. Absolutely. But that was a very good quote, and I something I won't forget. That was World Stalker. Sorry, I need to catch up here. DB Stupid says, Sucker for Silver, eBay Bucks promo on right now. Junk Silver is available below spot. Good deal, actually. You'll probably find, DB Stupid, is the reason why that's below spot is there's more people buying gold. So they're probably sitting with a little too much silver. Silverstein, that's Health Babe. She said she's investing in a giant beaver coin. Could be a good option. Silver Slingbait, National Coin and Bullion Reserve sent me a 5th ounce gold at 126. A 5th ounce gold at $126. That doesn't sound bad. Silver Slingbait, that sounds pretty good. I'm never wrong, just mistaken. Will Stalker says, I only want investment coins. Spot price don't affect those. It's very true. Sucker for Silver says, thanks, DB. I will check it out. $4,000 is coming, says Mudswat. He wants that 4K Bitcoin. Silver Slingbait, DB Stupid says, Sucker for Silver, looking at Stacking Nerd's last video. Health Babe, who could we get to review Giant Beaver Coin? Silver Slingbait, there's a dog again. Give him a cat to play with. What? I could use my high Bitcoin to buy lower Bitcoin. Can I use my high Bitcoin to buy lower Bitcoin? Obviously, when it goes lower, though. Sucker for Silver says XRP is like a bad stable coin. The funny thing is, though, Sucker for Silver, it is, it's not even a stable coin, man, but it doesn't seem to hold value. It's atrocious. Funny enough, there was an interesting, when I showed you guys those videos and they were talking about speed, and they were saying that that coins that have a very high speed don't have value. So, and I know XRP, it moves very quickly through the network, so it erodes some of its value. And I was thinking, wow, that's a very interesting way to put it, if something is being used as a utility token. And it just, I've never come across that video, but it was a very interesting video. It was tokenomics. Health Babe says that's why I always tell everyone not to listen to anybody for advice. Just use it as a reference. No one has a crystal ball. Have a good one, Clint. Cheers, Clinton. Take care, buddy. Ben Franco G says, I have have a good one. Stevie Stupid says, I just took the time to write to my local government regarding sales tax. I want them to get ahead of the curve and exempt metals. I have no state sales tax, but local tax is 6.5% on Amazon. Wow. Will Stoker says, yeah, my SHTF situation is retiring poor or working forever. That's a much bigger risk than a fancy Mad Max situation. I know that was it. He referred to the apocalypse as Mad Max situation. I thought that was brilliant. DB Stupid says it's only a matter of time before eBay starts doing local taxes as well. I need to get ahead of this. Silver Slingbait, anyone that's poured silver around, bringing on circulated silver bagging sells for $2.5 grand on eBay. The seller had one review and newly created buyer had 0 reviews. Legit. I don't know much about that Silver Slingbait. But I did hear that he was putting it on auction for $2.5 grand. That must have been some buy if the guy bought it. That's some serious money. Silver Slingbait, and that is Health Page. He says, I missed it. It was great. It is epic. Slingbait, someone just told me he makes fake accounts to shill bid. Who knows? I've got no idea on that one either. I heard it was a joke, says the sucker for silver. DB Stupid says, Silver Slingbait, no way to know who sold that bar, and it's been made the butt of many jokes now. Big self-inflicted wound. Oh. Man, I tell you, if do you know if it was an auction or whether it was a buy it now? Just out of interest. I mean, it must have been. Well, I presume it was probably a buy it now. Will Stalker says, "Who knows?" Sucker for Silver says, "I plan on running a small coin business in retirement." That's probably not a bad thing to do when you're retirement. You have your own personal collection up for sale in the shop. Hey, Will Stalker, maybe that's something to do when you retire, man. Have all your graded coinage in your shop. Obviously, you put it away safely, but that's the best way to sell it. Will Stalker Coin Shop. Sucker for Silver says, sorry, that's one I just read. DB Stupid says, it had to be a spoof, not a real sale. They just spent money on fees to create hype that boomeranged back on itself. Will Stalker says, agreed, DB, he's not a celebrity, so why would they pay $2.5 grand? Well, I mean, considering someone gave him 30 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of a 1 ounce poured bar, I suppose anything's possible. You know what the funny thing is? No one's seen his face, but yet people will gladly give 30 ounces of silver to a complete stranger on YouTube for 1 ounce bar poured by somebody. I just find that hilarious. That no one shows their face on YouTube, and I mean, I guess everyone has a reason why they do it. I'm not saying that everyone needs to not do it, but I mean, especially when you're in that caliber, then there's really no need. I mean, it's not like you're calling yourself by your name on YouTube. Yes, you can have your face on there and still call yourself Silver Limey 79. Everyone knows me as Silver Limey 79, and I mean, I do my castle tours and stuff like that, and I video myself. I really don't have a problem with that. Health Babes posted a link there. I'm not sure what that's about. Suck of Silver, it seems to be real. Here is one of the videos. Wow, okay. I'll take a look at that. DB Stupid says it was a poorly thought out joke. Well, Stalker, sucker me too, all having huge numismatic
numismatic collection to sell. That's why I'm building my eBay score trust. Oh yeah, that's right. You mentioned that too. Good man. Silver Slingblade said, if you look at the followers of the sellers, others like Silver Backstacker and others from the Mafia are following the sellers' accounts. Well, shill bidding says Health Babe. Yeah, but the problem is, though, once that's done, you've got to pay your eBay fees. Imagine paying your eBay fee there. What's that, 9% on 2.5 grand? That's some joke. That's like $190 in seller's fees. And then there's still PayPal fees if I mean, that's a serious amount of money to put on something like that. You can play the video. Shill bidding update. Nuz Stacker sidekick admits shilling through Nuz Stacker eBay. Wow, okay. There's in the description here. It says on this video. It says Mark has been trying to sell the eBay coin through the Silver Forum and actually admits to shilling on it. He tries to justify his crime by saying he bought the coin at X price, but here's why his story stinks. eBay has a reserve function on auctions, so that your auction won't sell below the price you give it. The second point, and the most important point, one, is that he just didn't shill that one auction. He shilled on 4. That's trying to induce price action on Nismus Stacker's eBay. The next point is that Nismus Stacker is obviously a party to the deception to defraud, as he obviously knows Mark's eBay name. You loaded your own gun, Mark, my little peanut. You shot yourself. Oh man. Hey, just out of interest, guys, what do you think of all these goals going on right now? International Stacker, in fairness, is obviously putting up his own stuff. He's running. I'm going to be giving him a shout out end of the week. And then there's Yankee Stacking, and I think is it Yankee Stacking and Silver Dragons. I think they're doing a combined gore. I think they call it the Giga Gore or something like that. It's like the gores just get out of hand. I mean, you can put on there whatever you like. Don't get me wrong. Silver Slingbait says likely fake sale that didn't go through, so no fees paid, but the sale is publicly available to influence suckers into buying super premium silver, actually worth only spot. Yeah, absolutely mad. I don't understand. Don't you put a reserve price? Gold sucks. I can't buy at this moment. Yeah, we see you're doing it very cleverly, Health Babe. You're waiting for the right time to get back into gold. There's a wick there, just broken through that resistance, but it's gone back up again. Don't chase the market, as they say. That's like when people got into Bitcoin this morning when they saw it at 12,300. Said, "No, I'm gonna go buy. I'm getting into Bitcoin right now." And then they go and tell all their friends, "Hey man, I just bought into Bitcoin. Oh great, that's excellent. I think I'll join you on that." And they get into Bitcoin, not understanding what is about to potentially happen. And then what happens is that happens. It takes a $700 dump. So you're better off being patient and waiting for the price that you want to pay for it. And if it gets away from you, then it gets away from you. Simple as that. Just wait for it to come back. Be flexible. Don't get me wrong. Try and be flexible if you can. The moment you do see the market then moving higher and higher, then just wait for the pullback. Then move your pullback option higher. But then don't go, okay, I'm going to buy in now. as you're chasing this this nice candle. Then let's say you were in down here where you wanted to get in at 9.1. You've now had to re-look at your options now and there, because you've got to be realistic in regards to the potential comeback. So you might go, look, if it gets down to 10.3, I'll get back in. All of a sudden, your 10.3 wedge seems a little bit more realistic than going back down to 9 grand. So, be flexible. Health Babe says, yes, I will not be buying any. Won't be buying any during the hype. Exactly. This is too much hype at the minute with anything. Gold, Bitcoin. I mean, do you guys honestly think Warren Buffett buys when prices are high? Do you reckon any of these traders buy when the price is high? No, they wait for the lower prices. That's the way they get in, and that's where they make their money. Also, you're better protected. I mean, if you think about it, if you're buying up here, old Johnny's buying 12,000 versus Bitcoin, and all of a sudden it drops back down to 10K. He could have just waited out until he bought at, I think, as I said, there 10,300. Yes, if you bought in at 10.3, and let's say it pulled back slightly, the chances are that it would recover more than it is buying at 12,300 up here, because then you're gonna have to wait a very long time for for that to come back up again. So you're just reducing your risk by just sitting here waiting. World Stalker, is it a cheap way to get people to address for some other big thing? World Stalker says, lol, hope not. Silver Stang, Silver Limey 79. Have you noticed the amounts of silver stackers with tattoos? No, it happens actually. DB Stupid says, Gore should be rare or linked to something relevant. A way of saying thank you, not a tool for channel building. Well, that's the way they do it. I mean, actually, I think I said I was going to give away some crypto at some point. So guys, for you guys here, I said I'd be doing some crypto giveaway at some point this week. So that'll only be available for those in the live stream, and I will tell you guys in the live stream when that is going to be available. And then I said I'd do something physical probably on the weekend. Let's have a look. Sorry, to make sure. I will stalk it. It is a cheap way to get people's addresses for some other big thing. Silver Sling Blade says, Limey, did you ever get ripped off recently? In regards to what, Silver Sling Blade? Just clarify on that. I haven't been ripped off lately. No. Silver Stangers. That's what says most silver dealers buy whenever high or low. They just hold the stuff they bought high, and they wait to offload it. Yeah, and for me that doesn't make sense. Why they would just want to buy high, and then suffer. I mean, I'm sure they've probably got the silver and the gold vaults there, and the silver vaults downstairs that they've been holding for years. Now they're bringing it out. Now they can actually upload it. Mudspot, remember all the We Buy Silver people started when silver was like $40. Mudspot says, remember all the We Buy Silver people started when silver was like $40. Wow. that was one heck of a rough buy. I tell you, anyone who got into that market, and again they were chasing the market. Man, people will literally lose their shirts going in like that. Health Babe says one of the members in the community was robbed since the members' addresses were revealed. Too many others in the community. Even Sal got hit a couple of months ago. Wow. Okay, guys. I mean, I haven't had to post to one person in Ireland. There literally aren't that many people that follow my channel, but hence why I suppose it's easier for me to, generally when there's something I'll say, where do you live? If there's someone I haven't seen before and the guy says, no, they're in Canada or something like that, then, it's a different situation. But I live on the farm plot land, so it's very hard to get to me. But that's interesting, yeah. Substang says, every once in a while, but I'm like you, I don't hunt for them. That is Silver Stanger. Will Stalker says, I wanted to send Sal a sticker, and he responded that I can't have his address. Well, so much for that. You can send them an email sticker, right? Just send them an email copy of what your sticker is. Health Babe says, Will Storky, yep, he will not do that again, as he had as experienced on his own, as he's had experience like that. Health Babe says, just don't be greedy for the goal. Particularly the sticker trading is the cheapest way to get our physical addresses. Absolutely. DB Stupid says, I knew he had a stalker. Will Stalker, yep, they will not do that again as he experienced on his own. Silver Stanger says, well, then for the record, I have already sold off all of my precious metals. There you go. Lovely. Selling high as well there, Silver Stanger. Taking advantage of the high prices. Fair play to you. Silver Slingbait says, HB, I hit the like button. Awesome. Yeah, if you guys can hit the like button, it certainly helps the channel. Really appreciate it. TV Stupid says, there are times I wish I had never said that I was in Alaska. I will be rebooting my channel soon and clearing out all my content. Well, TV Stupid, you've got, leave your videos up. That's always good because people will always watch your videos. And you'll automatically, when you monetize, you'll get you'll get, fed off that. For you guys out there, I'm going to be monetizing soon. But I'll, let you guys know when that does happen in the live stream. So just keep an eye out. Obviously, I need to submit for monetizing, but I don't think monetizing is the hype that it's made up to be. So I don't think you guys need to worry there. My address is Bunker Fortress off-grid in Montana with a camera and a firing range and police dogs. You might as well say your address is Fort Bragg or West Point. You're gonna think the guy's going to come and see you then. We'll stalk it. That might help, but they will wait for everybody. Everybody's gone to start their thing. I don't think so, says Silver Stanger. Doesn't Sal own a coin store? No idea. I don't know much about Sal. Right, guys. I think we come to an end here. So let's just check the whales. See how the whales are doing. It's not the whales, but these are the crypto whales. See if there's anyone's moving any big funds around. This might help you in case there's going to be a big drop. It might give you an idea as well when someone starts buying before a potential increase. Oh, there we go. Someone's just moved 15 million XRP 5 minutes ago, transferred from an unknown wallet to Bittrex. So that more than likely means that they're going to be dropping that. 723 Bitcoins were moved 16 minutes ago. A value of 8.4 million. That was transferred from exchange to exchange. That's interesting. And then 283,000 EOS was transferred from another exchange to another one. Yeah, so that's interesting. Excuse me. I wonder if he's exchanging or selling out. We'll definitely know. 16 minutes, so that was fairly recently. And then XRP as well. Good conversation today. We can have a panel discussion, many other things. Absolutely. So Sling Blade says Blue Ridge Silver Hound makes 55,000 yearly from YouTube. He made a video showing it. What? 55? How many subscribers has he got? He must have loads of subscribers. DB Stupid says the way our profit from YouTube is learning. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is wealth. Will Stalker says, not possible, HB. My family hardly leave, and there's only one road in. No way to sneak, and no way to sneak far off in the mountain wilderness. Yeah, I guess they'll probably see those guys coming a long way. Will Stalker. DB Stupid says, most of my stuff is watched in the first 3 days and done, so no need to leave it up. I'm going to make money on AdSense here on here. Okay, cool. Prevention is key, just like my health, says Health Babe. I will do vid vid on it once I get it. That's DB stupid. Aussie Alchemist, how you doing? Back. He says his phone died. We need to help pump Silver Limey's channel so we can all have some kickback. Yeah. Health Babe says need to run. That's pretty much us too. I'm pretty done here, everybody. So we're going to watch. Keep an eye on precious metals over the next 4 hours, 5 hours max. There should be some movement here in regards to silver. We should see some movement here for gold as well. It's interesting. It's heading in that sort of bottom support line, and this angle doesn't look good, but we're going to keep an eye on it. And then platinum as well, sort of just trading sideways. So we'll have to see how that goes. Bitcoin, something's going to happen in the next couple of hours, but it just seems that we're a bit low. But again, we could still push us up anyway, regardless. So we'll keep an eye on that. The volumes are okay. Still a little bit low, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Guys, as usual, it's always a pleasure having you here. Gold 1470. But good luck. Have a great evening where you are. And thanks for watching. Just a shout out to Health Babe, Silver Stanger, Silver Slingblade, Will Stalker, Aussie Alchemist, Silver Stanger. And I'm going to change that my icon on my screen. It's just got a blank. DB stupid. Silver Slinger, World Stalker, and I think that's it. Mudswat. That's what was in. Yep. Thanks, guys. I'll see you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great afternoon wherever you are. And again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. It's always great having you here. And I'll see you guys next time.